I tend to gravitate towards doctrines that seem inexplicable and try to understand what motivated the early Christians to formulate these doctrines in just these ways. What does it mean to say that God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, three persons in one nature? How can Christ be human and divine at the same time? We believe in a God who is a living God, and everything that we believe about the living God needs to be alive and to make us alive. Christian teaching didn't just fall out of the sky. It comes out of a history of interpretation, of conversation, of dialogue, of debate, sometimes of conflict. To understand the contents of that revelation, we have to try to reinsert ourselves into that culture so that we can re-inhabit that world. In my present research, I'm dealing with the doctrine of salvation. And there too, I find that there's a kind of a disconnect between the classical sources of Christian teaching and modern experience. What sense is it in saying that the death of an innocent man many years ago absolves me of sin and rectifies my relationship with God? And so I try to go back to the original sources in order to see how these early Christians saw Christ's suffering and death as the culmination and fruition of a whole life of self-offering, in which Christ's divinity and humanity interacted in such a way as to assume the consequences of sin, so as to pave a way for us to return to God and achieve union with God, or as we say in the Eastern Christian tradition, deification. I'm a Byzantine Catholic married priest. As a Byzantine Catholic, I claim as my own the whole Eastern Christian tradition. But at the same time, I'm in communion with the Roman Catholic Church. And I think that ecclesial location informs my scholarship. I'm interested in the theology of the Greek fathers, people like St. Athanasius and St. Maximus the Confessor, but also have a special interest and a genuine love for the theology and the writings of St. Augustine, who's the premier father in the Western tradition. In general, I strive for discerning complementarities between the Western and the Eastern traditions. Here at Notre Dame, it's a powerful daily stimulation for me to be in dialogue with a diverse group of colleagues. And because of the strength of the faculty, we also draw excellent students, and it's been very edifying to interact with them as well. Notre Dame also has superb resources for research. Its library collection is very strong in patristics and Byzantine studies. Notre Dame is also committed to growing its Byzantine studies program and make it one of the most prominent in the world. And I'm very excited to have the chance to contribute to this project.